Damn everybody!
Hello, and welcome to our Shadowhunters TV finale, PolandbananasBOOKS Season 1 live show! So excited! I'm Christine, and I'm here today, of course, with Sasha from Book Utopia, and the lovely Emma Books, and the lovely Natasha. You guys
Hi! Yay!
Yay!
This is going to be on episodes 10, 11, and, no, right? 11, 12, and 13.
12 and 13 today.
I always get the episodes wrong, I feel like.
I always say them wrong, too. I always think we're, like, 1 week behind, but, like,
yes,
this is over now.
So it's 11, 12, and 13, and, you know, just Season 2 theories, questions, because we're at the finale. We're going to be taking questions from Twitter. If you use Twitter, use the hashtag PolandUtopia, and we shall just be taking them from that.
Yes!
We start with our general thoughts on the last 3 episodes / the finale.
Wait, what happened in episode 11? Which one was that?
12 was Malik, 11 was Blood to Blood. Was that the one with the...
Oh, that was the one. Is that the one where they get...
Get away!
Oh, jeez.
Which one?
That's the one where they're revealed to be...
Oh, yeah, siblings.
Are we spoiling it?
That was the spoilers, guys. You're going to have to...
Yeah, there will be
I
spoilers.
didn't want to say anything just in case.
Okay, Sasha, kick us off.
Okay, so... I'll be going over just like episode at a time. So so episode 11. I am glad that they had the sibling thing come into play because I was really worried for a time that I'm like, okay, Michael Whalen's coming back, even though he shouldn't be coming back, and I was worried that they're gonna mess up the whole entire dynamic of that. But then with all like the plot twists about like that rune that was actually Valentine, I did like that, although it wasn't the preferred way that I would have hoped it would have been done. At least it was done, and so I'm okay with that. So I like that episode. I thought that Michael Whalen was a great actor. I really liked how he was portrayed, and I thought it was really neat. So I did enjoy that episode. Episode 12, of course, I loved it because Malik. But of course, like, yes, it was done differently from the books, so like there's always that stuff that's going on in the TV show, but I've learned to separate the two. So all I care about was that Malik was a thing, and they are a thing now, because honestly I've been waiting for that kiss for like not just like since the start of the season, but since the start of Malik in my life. So, and Malik's my ultimate OTP, so I really did enjoy that. And then the last episode, the finale, was phenomenal. I really did enjoy it. Yes, there's some differences, but honestly, when the director or somebody said that like the ending is going to shock even book fans, I wasn't really shocked. It was more like I was like I expected that. So I was not shocked, but I was like, okay, cool. I just really enjoyed the whole dynamic of that episode as well. So I liked it. I liked the last 3 episodes pretty well. I didn't love like some of them, but I did really like them. Especially, I would have to say, the finale.
Natasha?
I actually did enjoy the finale, and it wasn't shocking like Sasha said, but it stayed true to the book, which that's what I was so scared for. And
yes.
It's true. And we got to see the boat, which is so
cool. Boat! I ship it!
Other than that, I like the Malik episode. I felt the feels in that episode.
Mm-hmm.
And I really liked everyone's hair and their
their outfit.
Beautiful.
They've got good hair going.
The colors were gold. Can we just get that clear? The dresses and outfits were gold.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were just so pale.
Beigey gold.
Yeah, they were beige gold, but they were gold.
Emma, what are your thoughts overall?
I wasn't like crazy about episode 11. Like there were some improvements, but I think the last 2 episodes were 2 of like the better ones. I was like blown away by the finale. I thought it was so impressive compared to the rest of the season. And concerning like the final plot twist, I was dreading that from the beginning. I was so terrified. I'm like, there's so many plot twists in this book. What else do they have? Like, what can they do? And still gonna like allow it to be on the same track, but I'm like so surprised and I'm like really, really happy about it. Like I think that it's super interesting and that they have a lot to go off of. So like that's really all I could have asked for that new plot twist. But I think they definitely like improved at the end of the season, and that makes me really hopeful for season 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely agree that this final episode is one of their strongest episodes, if not the strongest overall. And yeah, like that twist was so shocking. Like, not even the book fans. Like, no.
It wasn't shocking.
Okay. That happens later. Like, wait, okay. What book does that happen in? I know that Jace has like.
It doesn't happen that way, but
He just visits him and then comes back. Like the way I feel like they set it up within the show is that the way I interpret it is that he's like going to be there longer. You know what I mean? Like that's the way I saw it. But in City of Ashes, he goes for like a couple of hours to visit Valentine and then comes back, and like no one knows it happens.
Yeah, now it feels like it's kind of going to be like an inside man, maybe, depending on how long he's there.
Wouldn't Valentine expect that, though? Like...
I mean, if I were Valentine, I'd expect that. But
yeah, I mean, if I didn't, like, that would be weird if somebody didn't. Like, your son is cheating on you. Like, he's gonna... Not cheating on you, that sounded weird. Your son's gonna turn you into the popo.
Like, he probably doesn't even feel threatened because he's so confident in himself.
I know. He's like, I'm the shit. I'm awesome.
He thinks he has Jace wrapped around his finger, and I think it's gonna bite him in the butt later.
I'm excited for that.
I mean, it does. I wonder if he's gonna like kill that. Never mind. Never mind. Okay. Do we have our first question? Sasha, do you have a question, or do you have...
let's think. Let's start with like questions for actually, let's just do all the questions, whatever question.
All the questions.
Good question.
Okay, like let's start off with this one. What's your favorite? Well, let's do this one after. No, just kidding. Okay, so what did you think of the wedding with Alec? Alec.
The Alec wedding. I mean, someone else go first.
I'm in the same boat as Christine. Someone else go.
Emma, you go, Emma.
Emma and I have already discussed this.
Yeah.
Fine. Well, I have the same thoughts as Christine. Sasha's
Okay, I'll go because I haven't said anything.
No.
Sasha.
I have not like voiced my opinions on anything. I feel like of the like Shadowhunter last 3 episodes, but
I really haven't.
Yeah, I haven't. Like, I just watch everybody else's. I actually never watch Christine's videos until after the live show because I don't want to know her opinions.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I watch Emma's after every single episode, even before I watch the episode, because Emma's hilarious in her Snapchats. Anyways, so I did like the wedding. I did like how that all turned out. Do we have no update on Lydia? Like, what happened to her after that?
I feel like Lydia is like such a strong, interesting character.
I like her.
Yeah, but she's like,
I like her too.
Really with the plot. Like, if they're not...
They're like, she's a good character, but we could keep her in for season 1 and then leave her off later. But like, honestly, I did enjoy the wedding. I thought it was really well done, and I know that like the kiss that they did there, was originally in like City of Glass and not in the same context. But I was just happy to see it because one of my favorite parts was when Alec went by his mom. He's like, enough, and he sounded so like in charge, and I'm like, yes, babe, yes. So yeah.
I mean, like, it just felt like that they rushed that storyline, and everyone took it as me saying that, like, gay people shouldn't come out.
No!
Oh my god, Christine, don't even get me started. Don't even.
How would they ever... I'm talking about these specific characters.
You're saying, like, in comparison to the book. You weren't saying, like, in general. You weren't saying, like, oh, they should have waited.
Yeah, I want him to come out. I just feel like Alec was not at that point yet.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, oh, God.
It's like, that was totally taken out of context, like, what people were saying. Like, it was so ridiculous.
God, it was
like, in the show, they've been building up to, like, Alec and his sexuality. Like, they have that in season 1. But the point of the books is the reason why it takes him 3 books to do that is just because of the development. Like, he goes out on dates with Magnus. He kisses Magnus in private. Like, they have a very silent relationship, and that's why it's not seen in the books. It's because Alec doesn't come out to anyone. And so... I don't know. They crammed 3 books of development into 11 episodes, so I think it was just way too rushed.
Even Jace acknowledged his like love for men, and his love for himself, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like Jace doesn't acknowledge that Alec actually loves himself until like later, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like
that Alec loves Jace.
What? Oh, till like book 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, and like because it takes so long and there's so much struggle for that moment, it makes the moment such a giant deal.
Exactly.
The Hall of the Courts in book
That's
3.
why, and then there is like a lot that was not said in the show that was said in the books, and that like people can easily misinterpret that information, and they could be taking it in their own ways. And like honestly, I think that like whatever all of us believe in is just like Alec in the books was a very he wasn't hesitant to come out. He just wanted to take his time with it, and like I think that was everybody like does that stuff in their own pace, and like I like that in the show how they sped it up, just because me being like such a Malik lover, I was just like I want to see some, but of course I saw the flaws in how it was done. But I'm just excited to see them kind of their relationship develop, because they weren't in love, they did like each other, and I can't wait to see that like love develop.
One thing I'm really excited for now that they've already introduced it, like whatever, it happened, it's fine. But in the last 2 episodes especially, like they've been talking about like Magnus being immortal and Alec being mortal, and then they introduced like Camille and Magnus. Like I feel like season 2 is gonna have a lot of influence of that plotline from City of Fallen Angels. So like I'm excited to see that. Like now that it's introduced and I've gotten over it, like I'm really, really excited to see them do that plotline correctly.
Yeah. It's interesting what they're doing, like, with Ragnar. I mean, like, I wish why. What? I don't understand why he's dead.
I don't understand the Ragnar plotline, because like Ragnar's a very important character, and like yes, like he does die in like the 3rd book, right?
You don't ever see him alive in the books.
Yeah, the one thing that bothered me was that his death was so quick, and so like he wouldn't have died like that in reality. Like he is an old warlock. He wouldn't like, yes, he's kind of crazy, but he wouldn't just like get killed by a common demon. It's like something more significant. So I wish that there's more of him, because I thought that I want to see more of Ragnar. Oh, can I say something? One thing. It really bothered me. So, can we talk about how Tessa was in that photo? But it was taken when Tessa was like wearing a very Victorian dress. They didn't have cameras in Victorian era. I'm just saying.
Oh my god, wait, I didn't know.
So many plot holes.
I know. Like, they always show these old pictures from like ancient times of the.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
Where did you get that?
Painting, but it was a photo, guys. It was a photograph.
That's so funny.
And Tessa was blonde.
Yeah, that bothered me too.
It just bothered me that they showed her at all. It's like,
don't touch my babe.
The thing is, like, her name did nothing. Like, it didn't matter if it was Tessa Gray. They could have put Malcolm Fade on there and it would have done the same thing. Like, there was no need to put her on there. She played no significant role other than to have the book fans be like, oh my god, Tessa! And all it did was spoil people for Clockwork Princess. You know what I mean? Like, her name did nothing, and it could have been anyone, so it was just like an unnecessary spoiler, which is what
like just throwing her in whenever they feel like effing with the book fans. Like, there was that one episode, like episode 4, where Magnus was like, tell Tessa to go downstairs. And that was it. We don't see Tessa. It's just like a weird throwing.
Wait, that happened?
Yeah.
I totally missed that.
And then they mentioned he mentioned something about the Spiral Labyrinth too.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There's so many like these like mentions, guys. So what bugs me is that not bugs me, but what I find interesting is that they have so many mentions, like very like particular like details that happens in the books in the show. But so I'm like, just why can't you make the show go a little more like realistically to the books? Because like if they've read so in depth to the books, they should know the storyline. And like I know that they're taking their own twist to it, which I'm fine with because I separated the two. But I'm just like, it makes me think. I'm like, what's actually going on in their brains, especially with all the plot holes that have been happening.
It's just like if they followed the books verbatim, the show would be great. Like
they have a script right there in the book. I'm just
literally.
And it would be much better, I feel like, just at least even just dialogue-wise, if they just pulled all the dialogue out of the book.
The show would benefit a lot from taking out their stupid, cheesy lines.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You have the sight. It's like, okay, I have the sight. No need, I'm good. Don't want to fight you.
Never forget that.
Someone asks, which is kind of relevant to what we're talking about, have you been able to completely separate the books from the show yet? And the thing is, we're never going to completely separate the books from the show. That's why we're here. We're booktubers. We're going to compare the books and the show.
That's what we got to do.
I also...
yeah, we can think of the show as a separate entity, because we do, but we're always going to compare it, because that's also what we do.
Like, I don't think anyone should be expected to fully separate it. Like, it's an adaptation. People are like, the books don't equal the show. But the definition of an adaptation is taking something from one environment and putting it into another.
Yeah.
And obviously there's changes, and, like, we're able to separate the changes. Like, we're talking about how, like, the plot twist at the end was interesting, and, like, I personally liked it. Like, we're able to separate it in certain situations, but when it's something, like, for example, like me with the mallet kiss, like, that's totally out of character and, like, is not an adaptation of it. It's just a complete unnecessary change.
Yeah.
Like, we're allowed to get upset about things like that, especially because we're here to talk about books, you know?
Oh, can I say something? I just tried to like say something about like the ending of the show. So actually, I liked how they did that because this will give time for the relationship of Clary and Simon to grow into something from a friendship to a relationship, because Jason's out of the picture for right now, and I know that thing is not a ship. It's just gonna be there for like this next season, but it'll give that time for that necessary growth between them, especially on Clary's end. But currently, she is heartbroken. She did actually seem that heartbroken that Jace was her brother, though. Can I tell? Like,
Pretty okay with it.
yeah. Our mom, and I'm like, I would be like, I'm so uncomfortable being around you. Like, this is like incest.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be able to say the words "our mom."
I'll be like, Jocelyn.
Their acting got so much better after like that they were brother and sister.
Yeah,
I think both of them improved.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Natasha. Like, they definitely did. Her acting she's been falling into the role slowly but surely. Like, I could definitely see that.
I think their chemistry just works better that way. It's like their chemistry as a couple doesn't feel real, but their chemistry as brother and sister feels a lot more genuine.
Christine, you have like a mark right on your like on your right hand side. It looks really I don't know. Like, you know that like that one meme. I don't know if I'm saying the meme right, but I'm sorry. So okay, I have another a question here. So it's like it says reaction to Simon finding out he has a chance with Clary. Do you see that hope on his face? He's like,
yeah. It was very like, let's watch Simon get excited about this.
Wait, but what I was thinking, like, since now Jocelyn is awake, does that mean that she's going to immediately tell Clary the next season that Jason's not her brother? Because then that's just, maybe that's why they took him out of the picture, so that
they can't see him.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's like
I didn't think of that.
She never saw Jonathan. She never saw him.
She never saw Jonathan, and she also never saw Jace.
No, she saw Jonathan.
Wait,
when he was like old.
Oh no, not when he was old. No, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about like when she gave birth to him. I'm like,
oh, it's like no, she was
there.
Wait, but how did Jocelyn tell Clary that Jace wasn't her brother in the books?
They need to do a DNA test. I'm just saying.
I don't know how it was explained. I remember the story, but she was talking like she knew for a fact.
Yeah.
Though, but I don't know how.
I feel like maybe she could tell by looking at him. Could she do that? Was it?
Well, she knew that
Bastion was her son.
Jonathan had black eyes.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the black eyes.
Yeah.
I mean, like, these are all questions that we I hope are going to be answered pretty like clearly in the show, because this is where it goes like, oh, this is where us as book reviewers and like book critics, how we go and say, okay, so if they change this detail, how are they going to make up for it later on in the plot line? Because it's very fluid in the books, but how are they going to make it that fluid and that fluidity happen in the show? Because it needs to happen, because it's a very complex storyline that just goes on way beyond this world of like Jason Clary, goes into the other books that she has. So
it's the ongoing problem with every episode. It's like they mess something up that goes farther and farther, like it'll butterfly effect through the entire series.
It's like they wrote each. The way I see it is like I feel like they wrote each episode individually, and they just didn't think about like the repercussions of that change. It's like this matters for this episode right now, and now it doesn't. Like go back. Where is Maureen? Where is she?
Yeah, exactly. Maureen fell off the fucking face of the earth. The thing is, like, as writers, they have to be thinking, like,
Yes.
but they don't give a shit.
They're like, okay, nobody's gonna notice this if we just like rush
Why
it.
are YouTubers thinking of this and not the people that are getting paid to write it? That's what boggles my mind. Why do we notice it? And it's literally their job to notice this.
I know. Oh, guys, I have a question. When did Jocelyn get woken up in the books? Was it the third book?
Book 3.
Third
Oh,
book.
wow. They're just like speeding up all this stuff that happens in book 3.
Yeah, it was the end of book 3.
The third book was my favorite. I just hope they like.
It's the best one.
It's so good.
They can't just like hire the actress for Jocelyn and then like not have her in for like 3 seasons when she's the main character.
Not a main character. She's like a very side character.
She's like very minimal in the grand scheme of things. Like honestly, all the parents are.
Yeah, I mean, not
Luke.
Luke is important. I like Luke's role. I like how he's not really a cop anymore, so I'm very happy about that.
Why
That's
was
another thing, though.
the cop? Why was it necessary if they're not even gonna keep it going?
I don't know.
That's the thing. That's what they do.
Yeah, it's like stuff, and then they just walk backpedal like the second later.
Do you know what they should do? They should do what they did subtly in like Percy Jackson in the movies. Like they subtly changed like Annabeth's hair color. They should do that with him. Like be like, oh, I was never a cop. I was always a bookstore owner.
Or they should just let Dom have his normal accent and nobody would know that.
Can you not gel it back? Because I think it looks
Oh my
really
god, yes.
Jesse says, do you think we'll still have the Hodge betrayal in the show? Jesse, did you
Where
watch?
are you?
Jesse.
Jesse, how are you watching this live show?
We love you, Jesse. This is why he's Simon in the BookTube world.
Wait, I think I scrolled down so far that I went to our past live show.
Oh my god.
Christine!
Jesse!
I think we're all sorry, Jesse.
Everyone who's watching, I just want to let you know that we're taking questions on Twitter using the hashtag #PolandUtopia. So if you have a creative, interesting, different question, we love that because we're getting a lot of the same ones. So throw us your weird questions.
I have a weird question. It's not a weird question, but it's a good question. Do you guys like Camille in the show? I do like her because like some people think that like she makes them cringe, but honestly, that's how Camille really is. Like she is very like she's very abrupt. I mean, like in the show, she's more like that, but I think she's fine. She's not a major character, so I'm okay with it.
Christine, I like...
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I like what you said in your review about how she's kind of like a teenage Camille. Like, she doesn't have the sophistication and the eloquence of Camille in the books, which I think was a really large part of Camille's character, but I feel like they've taken, like, the cold-hearted, like, crazy psychotic bitch part of her, and they've just applied it to like a younger self. So like I do enjoy, like I like watching Camille in the show. I think she brings a lot of interesting dynamic into it. It's just not the same, but I think it's okay that it's not the same.
It feels like Catherine from the Vampire Diaries.
Oh my god, yes!
Catherine's more sophisticated than...
This is true though.
Yeah. No, the girl on the show, like I think she's a good actor, but I do think she brings this like snobby teenage feel to it. And
she's from Degrassi.
Yeah, and like I love Camille in the books. Like I think she's a great, she's very like reserved, and you never know when she's gonna strike because she's like so sly about it. But in the she kind of annoys me as a character on the show.
But we still don't know what happens to her in the book, so like I mean we do kind of, but like nobody's dead unless we see the body.
Not dead. I don't think she's dead.
I don't
not
think
dead.
she's either. I'm telling you, she's gonna come up in the emphasis.
Yeah, she's
like I'm your mother, like just somebody. Emma Costas, I'm your mother.
I wonder, like, what Camille's backstory is. Like, was she maybe a Shadowhunter before she was turned? Like, she's so old. I don't know.
You don't really know much about Camille. That's a good question.
I know nothing about her, except with Magnus.
I was gonna be like, hey Emma, tell us about Camille because they're literally the human Wikia of like Wikipedia version of the Shadowhunters.
There's literally like nothing on her like before Magnus. Like she's just really old and she had her subjugates. That's all we know about her before.
There's a really good question.
Wait, before we go off Camille, let me just quickly say how dumb was that scene when Clara was like, she's dead.
Oh my god.
I was like, why would you ever think that? She's dead.
When like Clary, like when like Camille like shoots up really fast, and then like then it cuts to the next scene, and Clary is like, nah, like she's going.
Oh my god.
So, like what? It just didn't make. I'm like the cut scenes in the show sometimes are just so ridiculous, and I'm like, you can't do that.
I was just like, no. Like, Clary doesn't say, get down to Camille.
I can't. I literally can't.
I have a really good question here. This is from Kaylee. She asked, do you think they're going to speed up Sizzy like they did with Malik? If so, would you be okay with it?
No!
Don't touch it.
Yeah, I think this is going to be the long run because they're really very slightly alluding to it. Not like that. We're going for Clary and Simon now. That's happening.
Yeah, it's going to be like a while till I think it's like maybe the third season they're going to start like alluding to it, which would be good. But I hope they don't like. Do you know what I wonder sometimes? Was Cassandra always aiming for Sizzy in the books? Because they were supposed to end after a trilogy, and so like by that time, it just like will there be enough like character development between the two of them for them to be a couple in the third book, like and it finished there? I don't know. That just came into my mind right now.
I literally just want to sit down with her and have a cup of coffee for like 3 hours and ask her like how she got everything, because like there's so many things in the first 3 books that don't get resolved in City of Glass that come up in like City of Heavenly Fire, and I'm like, did you plan this? Like, what happened there? But I have no idea.
She said that she, always wanted to write Simon's story afterward. And I think that's what she ended it with. Like Simon had those 2 women, was mine. But also, like, I don't know, she has that setup with Izzy right in the beginning, and like, so, and I forget what it was that I was like fangirling about, but there was like something they said, I don't know. Anyway, it was a long time ago in the review, but it was something Sizzy-ish. But I think she always planned to write a Simon story. I don't know. Maybe not as extensive as this trilogy. I don't know.
This is a good. Oh wait, do you have a question, Christine?
I was looking for a question, but if you have a good one, go for it.
I have a quick one that's like just like I'm curious what you guys think. Would you be mad if Freeform adapted Infernal Devices if the show continues to get better?
Don't touch it.
I would really like if someone's got to do it, CW or HBO.
Yes. Yeah. Freaking W would be so good. Or just like have I was about to be like have Stars do it. Then I'm like no, they would add in a lot of sex scenes. Actually, that would be. I'm not complaining.
Who would complain?
Stars doing it would be great, but they would never do that because it has like a primarily teen audience.
Yeah.
Well,
like,
What?
The thing is that like they hold the options for all of those books, like even at WonderCon.
Yeah.
They have all of them because Martin Moskowitz, who's the one who sold it to ABC Family, he's the one who owns them all. Because even at WonderCon, Mick G said they're going to add in stuff from the Dark Artifices.
Yeah, I saw that in your blog.
Even though we can say, no, we don't want it, like, if the show is successful, they're obviously going to put all that stuff in there. I don't know if they're going to make a second show, but maybe.
Maybe like Vampire Diaries, how they have like the originals.
Yeah, maybe.
I think because it's Shadowhunters, they should let it's not the Mortal Instruments, it's Shadowhunters. I think they should have like Generation 1, the Mortal Instruments, Generation 2, the Infernal Devices, Generation 3, the Dark Artifices. Like I feel like that's the way it should be, because I feel like if they're gonna incorporate things too early, like it's gonna be so confusing if they just have like random flashbacks from like the Infernal Devices, and then like Emma when she's like what? She's 12. Like, how much can they put into her, like, other than what she plays in City of Heavenly Fire?
Emma,
I think, what?
Did you, sorry, I'm just, like, this reminds me, because it's so funny, I think you brought it up. You said, in your Santa story, right, that, like, they spoiled the last book in Clockwork Princess, right? Do you were the one who said that?
In what?
Okay, so, like, in one of the episodes, when they said that Tessa was a warlock.
That was episode 12, because they have the board of warlocks. And
Wait. You're gonna spoil it. Just talk. You gotta stop.
Just kidding. What am I talking about? No. But that's what I'm worried about. Like, I'm not gonna go into more detail, but I'm worried that people who haven't read the books, like, or just read the first book, they're gonna get spoiled for later books, and like, that would really, I don't like. Honestly, if they do it well, that's okay. But if they totally like do big spoilers like that, like, I know tons of people are tweeting me saying that they got spoiled from that.
Yeah.
And I am like, I feel so bad.
They don't know that they're spoiled until we tell them.
Somebody put it out there on Twitter, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, a lot of people were tweeting me about it, and like at first I was like that's how I knew because people were tweeting. I didn't even realize that was a spoiler until like afterwards.
It's annoying, like, because they're not even doing it good. So if they're not going to do it well, then don't ruin the books that people haven't read. But I feel like if they started, like, they can't put Emma in right now unless they're going to age her up and make their story start happening right now.
Emma would have to be like 6, like, no, she would be like 14, like here. Or how old is she in, like,
She's 12 in City of Heavenly Fire, so she'd probably be 12, like, if, or maybe if they're keeping the age up 2 years, she would be 14. I guess
they could get, like, a late teens actress and just dress her down for, like, being a 12-year-old. But, I don't know. It'd just be weird, because then you add more plot lines, and they already can't handle the amount of plot lines that are in the regular books.
But do you know what I like that the Freeform has done? They've accurately casted, okay, so they said that they were going to age them up always, and they accurately aged them up, because, like, honestly, the actors are very close to their characters' ages, so I am happy about that, so they don't look like a 30-year-old playing, like, an 18-year-old. So I'm very happy that they're doing that, because I felt that, like, as much as I loved Alec in the movie, like, he was older. He was definitely older. Like,
age. He was 29, and this guy's 28. He just had an older look.
He had an older look, and that's why I'm like.
Oh, is Matthew Tadaro really that old?
I know. I thought he was 26 for like the longest time.
He's 28. I had this whole mystery solved for me.
Alberta was like 22, right? And then like Clary.
She's like 20. She's really young, isn't she?
No, she's like 22.
Oh, I thought I heard someone say that she was
like really smart
really
too. She's like she has like so many degrees and stuff. She's like went to college and like she graduated high school early. I did some serious stalking on this cast, guys. I'm not ashamed.
Yeah, I think the cast is great.
Yeah, I think the cast is great too. Like I think it all like goes back to just like the writing. And,
No, it's just the writing, exactly. No, I totally agree.
I think a lot of the problems that we have, especially in the beginning, is solely based on the writing. Like, there's only so much an actor can do with what they're given.
Yeah, if the lines are like really cheesy, it's hard for the actor not to come off cheesy.
Exactly.
Tasha, what do you think?
About what?
Just like the actors.
I love the actors. I disagree with everything that it all comes.
I just want to see your face make more screen time because of your rune on your forehead too. It's amazing.
I keep looking at staring at Emma's runes. I'm just like,
Hey guys, don't look at Emma's runes. It'll make us all feel bad. Like hers are so on point.
I did half of work, so this was like 5 seconds.
You are still killing it, Silent Sister Natasha.
Is asking like, why can't we have the family rings? And I feel like why don't they have the family rings?
I didn't even notice that.
It's such an easy thing, and they can sell them. Like
yeah, they have them in the show.
Like the whole like big reveal. Wait, sorry. The whole big reveal is that like, doesn't Valentine take off his Wayland ring and then turn around and make it say Morgenstern?
Yeah.
That was my favorite part of the reveal, and I was so like that was the only thing that would have made that reveal like perfect. Like I would have said nothing bad about it if they had had that Morgenstern ring, the Wayland ring turn into the Morgenstern.
That was like, so powerful.
It's so easy.
Wait, in the books, does the Morgenstern ring look like with the stars like this one, or is it just a plain M? Because wouldn't he notice like if it had the Wayland the Morgenstern, like what did his ring look like in the book? Because I'm wondering because like they have like the symbols on the rings here, so wouldn't that wouldn't do a difference?
Well, Wayland, what is the symbol? Like
it's a smithing thing because the Waylands are the sword makers.
Yeah,
I think it's like an anvil or something. It has something to do with like smith making.
I mean, if you were told as a child, if you were isolated and you didn't know what the Wayland symbol was and this was your ring, I mean, I don't think you'd question it because you've had it for so long.
I mean, maybe he didn't even have a symbol on the ring because that would make more sense because then he was taught also at the Institute about stuff.
Because I know that Valentine says in the books, like, didn't you ever wonder why the symbol for Wayland's was a falling star? Because it's like a shooting star for the Morgensterns. Yeah. And so, but like, I was thinking about this because I was thinking the other day, like, how everyone's always talking about how, like, how does Jace not know that his father is Valentine? Yeah. Like, they look differently. But, like, if you think about it this way, like, there's no Waylands left for him to go to. Yeah. And the institute he lives in, you know, his father basically, like, cut the Waylands out of their life. Like, it makes sense that, like, he wouldn't know that if he wasn't exposed to it.
Yeah. Let's see.
Raven family symbol is a blacksmith's hammer, by the way.
Awesome.
I know it has something to do with
Tasha,
smithing.
Christine, do you have a question?
Yeah, I do. Okay. Liv asks, are you excited for Jem to come in as a brother Zachariah? And
What?
What?
Was that confirmed?
no, but I'm assuming like that she's just thinking that he will because he does in the book.
Honestly, I'm okay with that because it happens in the books.
I've already been hearing a lot of rumors about season 2. I heard they were going to cast Will Herondale, and I think they said something about Jem. I'm pretty sure these are all rumors because remember we had that Simon was going to have a girlfriend and that Izzy was going to have an app that detected demons. There was a lot of crazy theories going on.
Some theory?
One was going on.
Demons?
Yes, there were some really ridiculous theories.
Yeah, the App Store.
So I think that they're just starting again with them.
That's amazing. It's kind of like the Hunt app that nobody knows how to work, but it's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is a good question. Are you excited about Maya to come into season 2?
Sorry, someone just said that Tom is 26 and that's so old. That is not old. Everyone is 26 who plays everyone.
Literally, everybody's 26. Like in the And then when somebody's like 21 or something, it's surprising.
Mm-hmm.
Super surprising.
But guys, Maya, are you excited to see her?
Yes!
I feel like that'll be really good. Like I'm excited.
Are we sure?
I just hope they do her justice.
Yeah, are we sure she's gonna be in it? Like, what happened?
Who knows anymore?
I don't know.
I think we're expecting her to be in it, so we're expecting. But honestly, I think that Maureen, she should have played Maya, because she's a great actress.
Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like it's plausible, because, like, Maureen could either turn into a vampire or she could turn into a werewolf if she gets involved with Simon's life when he's in this world. So, who knows?
I'm curious.
Let's
What
see.
if, like... No, never mind.
I don't want them to cast Will. Ever.
I don't want them to touch it.
Somebody asked, how does Emma know all this so well? Because Emma's like literally the Shadowhunter Wikipedia page.
Literally for 3 months when I first read the book,
guys,
all I did was
Will's
read them. That's
Guys, Will's confirmed, somebody told us.
What? No.
I don't believe it.
I don't want to
Give me a
believe
source.
it. I see it in writing.
I don't believe it.
I don't believe it either.
Why would they? I don't believe that they're in casting already. Like they just ended.
I don't know. It might be in casting because they might have been working on it before.
I guess it's true.
But
When did they start filming? That's my question.
I don't know because they keep saying spring finale, so that leads me to believe that there will be a winter finale. So if they're doing that, they're gonna end up rushing it again because they won't have till January. They'll have till like whenever they start up again, October or something.
Maybe it will be in January.
I heard that it was coming back in 2017. I heard that's what was confirmed by the cast. But I don't know why they keep saying spring finale because that means that there's going to be another season in 2016.
It's like the full season, so it's just like the finale of season 1, right?
That's what it should say.
They should say season 1 finale, but the fact that they keep saying our spring finale, and I'm just like, what do you mean?
I don't think they know what they're doing.
That's how like ABC Family works. Is like especially with like Pretty Little Liars, they'll split the season in half, but they didn't do that with Shadowhunters this time around. Like they'll like Pretty Little Liars like runs from like January to the end of March, and then it comes back in the summertime. But since like Shadowhunters has a 20 episode order, I feel like they're gonna split that in half. Like we'll get the first 10 episodes, and then we'll get the next 10 episodes like next summer.
So,
like Outlander, how they did that.
Yeah.
That would be season 2. Anyway, you cut it. They should just say it's the finale.
Season 2. They're confusing us. This is why we're having this conversation because we're not sure what it is.
TMI source says Shadowhunters season 2 will return to Freeform in 2017.
Okay.
Praise bless, because they would not have enough time. They didn't have enough time the first time, so hopefully they have enough time this time.
I don't think they've been working on season 2 this entire
Guys, okay, I know who would play Great Sebastian. Somebody asked who would we want to play Sebastian.
Evan Peters.
This would be really good, actually. What if Jamie Kimmel Bower played Sebastian? Because
I'd cry my eyes out. I would absolutely cry my eyes out.
I would be like, that's so. I would be okay with that because he could play a Sebastian.
I would cry. my eyes
It's that
out.
band scene now, so I'm like.
Emma, why would you cry?
Because I love him and I think it would be so funny. Like a lot of
you
people.
chased him.
Oh my god, I literally chased him into a cab. Like I love him so much.
She did.
Yeah. I feel like I'm like really nervous if they cast Sebastian for next
I
season.
feel like he looks too old to be Sebastian, though.
Yeah.
Now he is. He's in a band now.
Ed Dector said they're not going to cast Sebastian until season 3, so
Thank
thank
God.
Like
Jesus.
I mean, now
There's one person whose name has like blue in it, and he's a model, and everyone wants him to play Sebastian.
I know him. I follow him on Instagram. No, I don't want him. He probably cannot act, but he's attractive.
He sent out a tweet. So many people were tweeting him. He sent out a tweet once, like, "Who the F is Sebastian Morgenstern?"
Wait, he said that?
Yeah, he said, like, so many people were like, "Oh my God, I want him to play Sebastian." He was just like, "Who is this person?" I think Evan Peters is like the only person at the moment that would do him justice, but I don't think they'd ever get Evan Peters for it.
Evan Peters is expensive. He's such a good actor, though. Like, get some good actors on the show, and it like just raises the bar. Like any Valentine's in, yeah. Like he's
he would be a good Sebastian.
bar for that scene and makes the scene better. And when Alberto's in a scene, it's just better.
Guys, look at my screen.
Ugh.
That would be Sebastian.
Oh, I don't think he looks menacing enough.
He looks too cute.
He's too pretty.
He's pretty. It's just his hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like you put any like white hair on any guy, and it's like Sebastian Morgenstern, everybody.
Like technically, Jody Graceva can play him right now.
Oh my God.
Let's not have him.
Can you imagine?
Someone tweeted us named Cammie that she said that they start filming in May. So that's great too.
Okay.
That's good.
That's like
month.
No.
When did they start filming for season 1?
May, I think.
Started about the same time, I feel like.
Oh, okay.
It was really soon. It was like, we're doing it, we're casted.
Yeah. It was really fast. The whole entire process went by like crazily fast. Like it felt very not rushed. It was rushed, yeah.
Yeah, Alex got casted like right before shooting started. There was like 2 weeks before.
Yeah.
Well, that's how Outlander went.
Clary got casted like really close to last.
Outlander though is Outlander.
What?
But no, Katrina Balfe got casted like a week out before they started filming the show.
Yeah, and look how good it is. Golden Globe worthy, guys. Golden Globe.
He was casted at like another level of casting though. They were obviously looking for like this new level of actor, not this person that looks exactly like the person.
Yeah. And you know what? It worked out.
Yeah.
I just like I hear so much about the producers talking about like season 2. Like, someone said that Ed Dector said that even though Clary wasn't mad at Jocelyn in the finale, like she'll eventually like they'll have like a blowout about Clary about Jocelyn lying to her, and then them saying like they're not casting Sebastian. I can only hope that this means that like they're already planning it and hopefully already writing it, so like they have enough time.
Yeah.
Like if they had started it like in the middle or like any time around when season 1 was on, like I think that'll be like a massive improvement. But I feel like it was only announced like at the end of 2015, right? Like I feel like there wasn't like a lot of time.
Yeah, I mean I just I feel like they hopefully started like what we hope is that they started writing season 2 like back around episode 5.
Yeah.
Even at the like literally at the beginning of like filming last.
Yeah. They probably start that soon because they needed to give the writers a break. But hopefully soon after that.
Like a month after. No kidding. They probably would be like I'm just hoping that the writers are they the same writers?
Yes.
A lot of people are asking if we think they're going to do the Jordan storyline, and I guess this depends on Maya coming in because Jordan is still City of Fallen Angels, and also he comes in like with the band.
Yeah. No, they still have the band though. Technically, I mean, like his band was like of 2 people, so no.
Maureen. It was just Simon and Maureen.
I can see them leaving him out totally. I can see him totally leaving him out.
I don't want them to.
I don't want them to, but I could see it.
They would have to build up Maya's story because that's what makes his character
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's the one that turned.
And I bet they'll just like randomly drop the name Praetor Lupus just for funs and giggles.
Like
And
they usually do.
Like they do with everything.
Yeah, Tessa Gray. Moving on.
And I hope they don't do that with him. I feel like, because like he could just appear in the thing and be like, yeah, I'm Kyle. I'm just like Prater Lupus, and then never show up again. I feel like that.
Like, hi, I'm a werewolf. Goodbye.
What was everyone's like favorite episode of the season?
It's finale.
Mine
I
is
think I have.
Or Malik.
still episode 5, but the finale was really good.
I feel like I have to see the finale. Like, I've been going back and forth because I really liked episode 4, but like I feel like I have to see the finale because everything I have to say with the finale, there's like only 2 like very minimal negatives. Like, it's like I didn't really like the way they did this, but I still kind of liked it. So like I had the most positive things to say about the finale, so I think that one's my favorite. What about yours?
I like episode 5, same as Christine. I just liked being outside for once.
Yeah. No, that's so true.
Oh, I hope they film in daylight more.
I love the chemistry between Matt and Kat.
Yes.
Yes, and for once I was like laughing at the lines and stuff, and I've never like I don't know. I don't think I've laughed like I laughed at that episode. The inverted one I laughed at.
I liked Inverted a lot. I think that was like, even though it was like a huge promotional thing for like Through the Looking Glass, the movie, but like I still really liked it because I liked seeing the characters at a different setting, and I kind of liked how Jace looked in that. Like I think that he should have like the hipster hairstyle. Just saying, he's
I
a
think they should change Jace's hair.
You would what?
I think they should definitely change Jace's hair. That hairstyle in season 1 was not working for me.
I like the shorter hair on Clary that Kat has right now.
Yeah, I like it too.
I love it.
Yeah.
I haven't seen her short. She cut her hair?
Yeah, and she dyed it blonde.
I mean,
yeah, it's back to
You saw
blonde.
her in real life, Christine. You saw her.
I'm picturing like a bob.
She went to like her shoulders-ish.
Okay.
Middle haircut, mid-length.
Yeah.
We were around her when she cut her hair, but she was kind of wearing extensions, so.
Interesting. But
All these things.
I was gonna ask a question, but now I forgot what it was. Oh, how do you think they're gonna tackle the Fearless rune? So do we think next season? I think they will, because they usually follow like a main plot line. Next season they're gonna introduce like Clary can make runes.
And they like putting in their runes because like they like creating random runes and putting them in the show, so they should be good at this. And this is a necessary rune.
Yes.
I love the Fearless rune. I thought that was like really interesting.
Can someone remind me why it was created? I can't remember.
A fear demon. There's a demon that was the what do they call it? The major demons? The
Greater demon?
Greater demons. Major demons. The greater demon was a fear sucking. He like shows you your fears or something.
Yeah, they like basically like frighten you to death. That's like how all the Silent Brothers die.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember
That's
that.
fun.
Yeah. Jace is put in the Silent Brothers cells.
Yeah. See, I'm just
Yeah.
they've
And that's
they've
when
already.
gets him, right?
What'd you say?
Wait, when Valentine comes, does he like try to take Jace out of those cells? I don't even remember.
No, he tells Jace, "You come to me when you want to." Like he comes there and like he like talks to him through the cell, but then he leaves, and then Jace goes to find Valentine.
Hey guys, are we to see Idris anytime soon? That's my question.
Didn't we already see Idris?
Did we see Idris?
Yeah.
We saw a mansion, a backyard of a mansion, and a backdrop for houses.
Yeah.
It looked like a country club.
Oh, I hope that wasn't like.
Legit.
I really hope that that's like one of the things, like their plot holes, where they're like, okay, we're gonna put this in there, and then they're gonna totally forget about it by season 2, so we're gonna make it look better later. I hope.
Like the backyard looked terrible, but the place where they were looked like clearly like someone's backyard.
It did, and like Idris reminds me, like Prague kind of like is how I pictured Idris, like very old, very beautiful, very like some grand architecture, and I hope to see that replicated because they can go to some fun locations if they have the budget, which I don't know if they do, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if their budget's gonna increase. They have a pretty average budget for TV at the moment. I think it's like right smack dab in the middle of like
all into the CGI next time.
That's all.
I mean,
That's
they can
really
make it really cool. Like, they can make it really cool. Like, sometimes the CGI effects are really good, sometimes they're not so good, and I think that if they just all, level them out, and have this consistency of just well done, like, digital stuff, and yes, they were given a very short time frame to make it all happen, and it's really hard digitally rendering stuff. So I do not hold them against that much, but I hope that they will be able to have more time to do that stuff next season.
That's the thing with them is that they're very inconsistent with like a lot of things having to do with the budget. Like we'll get a demon that's CGI, and then we'll get a demon that's like a person.
Yeah, that's a person in a suit.
And then we'll get a fight scene that's awesome, and then we'll get a fight scene that looks like they just like fake
everything. Yeah.
Like,
I just wish like the demons, like when they stabbed them, they didn't poof into gold dust.
Oh my god.
It looks like
blood.
It literally looks like, what is that video game where like you kill somebody and then like poofs into gold coins? That's what I feel like when they kill demons.
You win. You win the lottery. It's like if you collect the dust, it's gold. It's like leprechaun gold, like leprechaun dust.
Yeah, I mean, I just hope things get more consistent. Like, it's just keep it one way or the other.
Just don't question it. Just like do it correctly, and then you don't have to worry about it later on.
I just hope they start taking. I just hope they start taking like fan advice. Like, I think that like I don't know if they like understand that like the book fans like really don't like it. Like the majority of book fans I talk to really don't like the show. So like I just hope that like they're not blinded by the support, that they like take a step back and are like, okay, like we need to change something.
You should watch our live shows. But like what I think is that not like honestly, I was like this when the movie came out, so like I was one of those fans that loved it no matter what. I loved it, I loved it, I loved it. Now that it's later, I see the flaws in it, and now I know it was not perfect. So I feel like at the time, the fans are gonna love it. They're gonna love it. They're gonna praise it. But then later on, it's going to set in that it's not totally perfect. It's kind of gonna be like the 100. That like the first season was spectacular, but it's not as good as the later season. So I hope that kind of is the same dynamic they take with this show. That it's still learning. It's still the very beginning, and as it grows the show, so will like as it like progresses, the show will grow better.
Yeah, but we're just hoping it gets better and more thoughtful. But
And we have hope because the season finale was actually very good.
I just hope that they think about their audience, because the people who read the books now, when the books came out in 2009, we were all like 14, 15 years old, and that was that was 7 years ago, right?
Yeah.
it was the third book too. It wasn't even the first book.
Oh yeah, like the third book came out in 2009, and it's like we're all in our 20s now. We're not all like teenagers.
I'm 19, actually, Tasha.
Okay.
I was 19 when I read these books.
Anyways, we're all older, and I hope that they realize that we're not all just like teenagers.
Yeah. And like the cast is also older, so I thought that's why they did this, so it can like appeal to an older audience.
Yeah, I thought that was the whole point of them taking away like the family thing, was like it could appeal to more mature audiences, but I feel like the majority of people that love the show are in like a much younger age range.
Yeah. It definitely feels like they've targeted the show toward a younger age range, not toward like a young 20s sort of like CW age range.
Yeah.
It's aimed at the really young audience, and those are the people I think that are backing it the hardest.
Yeah.
Like, we love the books. Please make it like them.
Yeah. No, they're like, you know what? I can see how like the younger audience would love it. They definitely would love the romance and like some of the how everybody's pretty in the show and how great it is. But it's also like I think that what it needs, which will make the show really appeal to everybody too. Because I know when I was younger, like I used to love shows just because the people were pretty in it, and I looked up to them because of that, and how there's lots of like romance. And like I think that as everybody grows up and kind of like the show progresses, like they're gonna focus more on the dialogue and the character development in the story. And I think that just seeing like the season finale, I see a lot of that gonna be like playing out next season. So that's why I do have lots of hope, and I think that this can really be a great series if it just grows from where it is now.
Yeah, I think the show has so much potential, and I think it has the potential for like everyone to like really enjoy it. Like, there's a ton of shows out there that the first season is terrible, and like we all end up loving it in the end. I just think that like if they don't start making massive changes to things like the dialogue and the CGI, I don't know if they'll like, I don't know if they'll get like all the way to the end and beyond, and I don't know if like they're gonna, I don't know how much more they can improve if they don't fix like the massive things like the inconsistencies and whatnot.
Yeah, we'll see what they do with like the plot holes, you know, like hopefully they kind of try to smooth them over and move on plot hole-less.
Yes, that's what they need to do.
They should play Santa Clara here and make it seem like they're plot holes, but actually gets all wrapped up into Mind Blows You in the next book, like Santa Clara all the time.
I was just gonna say, a lot of people are asking if you think they're gonna change the theme song. I hope so. A lot of shows revamp season 2 with their theme song, so who knows?
What'd they say?
A lot of shows revamp their theme song in season 2, so.
Outlander did.
Yeah, Outlander, but that's because they made it French.
Yeah, they made it
And I was not prepared for that, but I loved it anyways. Do you know what would be really cool?
What is this?
Do you know what would be really good? I think that if you guys see the Shannara Chronicles, their theme song is what I wish that Shadowhunters was.
Okay, wait. Listen to this. Okay, so the Shannara Chronicles, the person who does that theme song is Ruel, and that's the person who has the first song, Monsters, in the beginning of the show.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
I started listening to her. I'm like, wait, how do I know this? I'm like, oh my gosh, it's the Shannara Chronicles theme song. Now they're both very similar names.
This is the Hunt, that song.
Wait, what's her name?
Ruelle, R-U-E-L-L-E.
R-U-E-L-L-E?
Yeah, like, Monsters is her top song, and then, like, the third one is the Shannara Chronicles theme song. They should just make the Monsters song the theme. I really like that song.
Wait, really? Wait, what monsters?
Monsters stuck in your head. We are.
Yeah, they should do that. That's a good, I like that one. Why do they do that? I mean, like, it's just a bunch of photos it's like a slideshow of photos that you would see at like high school graduation. That's like their intro.
She's also in she sings a lot of the music. I just looked it up. She sang 2 songs in Morning Star.
Yeah.
Because I feel like does she sing the last song when Jocelyn's waking up? Because I recognized her music. Like I thought it was hers. She's also in Malik. Like she's doing a lot of music for them. Why can't she just do the
main theme? Who does the main theme anyways? Like, is it just like, I don't know.
There's no even music in it.
This is the night.
I thought this was so fun.
They should just make Christine's SpongeBob song the theme.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
That would be such a fun theme. I'd love that.
Hey people, if you're watching this who control the music rights, hit up Christine. She'll give you a good one.
I'll parody the SpongeBob one for you. But like, even just make it more than 5 seconds and saying this.
You can make a theme song at least a minute, but like then again, they want it to be really quick, so you can make it 30 seconds and I'll be happy.
30 seconds or less, like 20 to 30 seconds.
Like I'm okay with Outlander's theme song being like 1 minute. I'll be fine with it being 20 minutes, but like not like Shadowhunters.
I think the Teen Wolf theme song is like the perfect length.
That was great.
Song. When the first time it came on, I just felt like, oh my god, this is the coolest show ever.
They need to make their theme song in their intro cool so people can get excited for the episode. Because right now it's just very mellow.
That's exactly what the Teen Wolf one like pumps you up.
Yeah, it's like yes.
This shit is cool.
Emma, do you watch Teen Wolf?
Who?
Me?
Emma, yeah.
I need to.
Yes.
I'm so behind on TV. I literally watched Vampire Diaries like 2 months ago for the first time. Like I'm so behind on TV.
It's okay. You read. That's what matters.
Yeah, I read and watch Harry Potter and do nothing else with my life. I'm really successful.
Same. But I watched the Percy Jackson movies instead of Harry Potter recently.
Someone named Robert asked, do you think anyone will feel sad about Max because we haven't seen him that much? But I think we will just because of the visual of this tiny little cute.
And the repercussions, too, of it, because the family really gets broken up over it.
Yeah.
And will be upset because they're upset.
Because we don't even see a lot of Max in the books.
Yeah, we don't see him until
2 or 3 scenes of him, and then City of Glass.
Why wasn't he at the wedding? Why wasn't he at the wedding?
He was at the wedding.
Was he?
He was in like a little tux. I didn't see it, but somebody commented on one of my videos and was like, how cute was Max in his little tux?
Oh, I didn't even see him.
Max doesn't look like their family at all, though. He has like blonde hair, and I just find that so funny. So
maybe like he won't actually be their parents.
Yeah.
them. Yeah.
He's a cute actor. I like his little attitude.
He's adorable.
Sassy.
I have a question. If you could, like, pinpoint one little thing that you wanted to, from the whole season, one thing you wanted to take out of the show, what would it be?
The ruin that makes you change.
I knew you were going to say that.
Mine's gonna be mean.
Go for it.
I don't mean this in a mean way. I do like the actors that play these, but I would take out the non-chemistry between Jason and Clary and put in some chemistry, okay? I made that much nicer than it was before, because they have chemistry and they would be great. They would be great, but they feel like they're siblings the whole entire season, so it's like, it just makes it awkward. It just, yeah. So put in some chemistry, take out the non-chemistry.
Yeah, there's like a lot of things I would take out. I think one thing I don't know if this like counts, but I would definitely fix the dialogue, because I think that like having better banter between Jason and Clary would fix a lot of it too. Like, there's no real banter in the show. Like everything that Dom says is so like it's written so half-heartedly that it's like I can't take it seriously. So I think that if they had, whether it be more lines from the books or just better lines, like Magnus has some great lines that aren't in the books that still fit him so well. So I think they just need better dialogue, and that would bring the show up a ton of notches. What would you take out?
Probably just all the sets, like indoor sets. I want to see more authentic sets, and I don't want to see all those freaking people inside the Institute anymore.
Natasha, I thought you said sex instead of sets. And I was Natasha.
Like all the inside sex?
Yeah, I was like, Natasha, what are you talking about?
One scene outside in the forest with Izzy, you wouldn't take that one out. Let's end on a high note, because it's 5 o'clock. Let's go through our favorite scene of the entire season 1.
Can I think about this?
Okay,
I have it.
I don't know.
Of the whole season?
I can start. I have one.
Okay.
The whole entire scene where Alec goes up to Magnus and grabs his face and plants one on him.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yes. Gaze. My gaze.
Who has one ready?
I don't know if it's like it's hard to like pick the one specific scene, but like I just like the scenes that Jason and Clary have together, like now that they're siblings.
I thought you meant.
Oh no. Just like whenever Jace is talking about how like Jocelyn abandoned me, she's not my mother. Like it's so authentic to the books. Just like the things he's saying, like pair of baby booties isn't gonna change that. Like I like those scenes a lot.
Oh gosh. My favorite scene is the memory demon. No, I'm kidding. No, my favorite scene, oh gosh, probably like is that the second episode where Simon goes like, find my friend says you're in an abandoned church.
Oh yeah. Simon's lines are so good.
Oh yeah, can I change my answer to everything Albert Sorvezendi says?
Literally everything he says is like golden.
Oh wait, we have another one. Or when Alec is trying to like persuade that security guard.
Oh my god.
Yes, so awesome.
I think mine is from the World Inverted Party when like Jay's high fives Simon and they do a little handshake, and then like Simon and Clary talk about how Izzy's gonna move in with Simon, and then we see Izzy dancing.
Oh my god, Izzy dancing was one of the highlights of this whole season.
Oh my god, it was such a great scene. Like everyone's in there being weird, and I love it. Valentine being a dad, everything.
Oh, Alan Van Sprang's dad was another really great moment.
It's just it was just like a fun scene. It had nothing to do with the plot. Like it really didn't make sense, but it was fun. But yeah, so those are our favorite scenes of season 1. We're all very hopeful about what we're gonna get in season 2. Thank you so much for joining us throughout this season to talk about it.
Yes.
Our different social network ways. We'll see you we'll see you on the internet
next season.
But we will see you like this next season.
Yes! Woo!
Bye!
Bye!
Wait, I'm Christine. Guys, say your names.
Sasha!
I'm Emma.
I'm Natasha.
We'll see you next time. Goodbye!